what I want to ask you to close this off, because we gotta slide a little bit of Payday content in it, obviously. I want to shift direction a little bit, because I don't know how aware you are, but more recently there's been a few more bits of news coming out with regards to the next game, Payday 3. So they've talked a bit more about, they've got a lot of their staff members now who are working on developing the game. They've confirmed several platforms the game will be releasing on, and they've also got an aim to release the game within the next 2 or 3 years. My question is, the first one, which I almost know the answer is guaranteed anyway, is, do you know anything about it and are you willing to share it? And because I know the answer is going to be to that, I'll also follow up with, do you have anything personally, obviously, that you haven't discussed with them? Is there anything personally you'd like to see in the game? I think would be quite an interesting thing. So, over to you.
Tumbleweed.
Oh, God.
So, well, the first thing is, apart from what is public, I really don't know much more than that.
Okay.
I really don't. I think that there is a high probability that at least some of the characters that you know and love from Payday 2 will be in Payday 3. Will all of them be in it? Are they going to launch, if you like, a new game with, I don't know how many playable heisters there are now, 20 or something?
I think it is.
Probably not, I think.
No, I agree. I definitely don't think they will.
Why would you? Probably not. But I'm sure there will be familiarity, because they'll need to be that level of familiarity for the existing, however number of millions of people who own Payday 2 as a game. They'll want that familiarity when the new game comes out.
Yeah, a little bit of the old and then some more of the new. Exactly, yeah.
Will Locke be a part of that? I honestly don't know. Would I like Locke to be a part of that? Sure as hell I would.
Of course, yeah. I'd love to see you come back.
I would. Locke is a recurring part of my life now, whether I like it or not. I spend time on Locke's Twitter most days.
Yeah.
And I love that part, of the business that I find myself in. And I think the Payday community, and I'm not saying this just because I'm involved with it, but I think the Payday community has got to be one of the most loyal, engaged gaming communities that exists.
It really is. It really is. It's a fantastic community. I know there are a lot of people like me that want to see you return, which would be ideal, really. Because I think, as well, they've set it up so well. Obviously, you don't have to give comments on this. This is just how I feel. But I think, personally, because obviously the way Payday 2 started off, it was very much Bane-centric. And, he was there for so many years. And I think the way that they've shifted the focus now and brought you in leaves, personally for me, you on a really good precipice to take that mantle and carry on into the next game. And I really, really do hope that they, even if not entirely, I don't know what their plan is, but at least in some way, I think it would be a shame if at least not in some form, they then brought you back and allowed you to carry on, because I think they've left Locke in such a good position that it would be a waste for them not to, I believe, personally.
Yeah, I think there are... I think there are things that from because there's now the new content that's being written, the Silk Road part of it, the Mexico part of it. There are things that Locke says. There are lines that he says that suggest that he's aligned with the gang more strongly. I think in the last heist, he says something like, "My boys will take care of it," or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my boys are up for it. We'll take care of it. Don't worry, or something like. He says something like that, and I don't know if is that a subtle hint.
Yeah, beginning to tease.
But I genuinely don't know. And it again, I alluded to this earlier. It is very rare very unusual for a game to announce exactly what's going to happen, who's going to be what, before they're ready to release. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see it transition successfully. I'd like it.
Good answer.
Starbreeze has been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If I can say that word.
Well, you can now. You just said.
Right, and kind of not necessarily all of their own making. And
no.
I have working relationships with a lot of the staff there, and I really feel for them. You know, they've been through, and they've continued working and putting out content, maybe not knowing whether they would still have, you know, a job next week.
Yeah.
And it would have been very easy for many of the influential people to just walk away and go, I'm not dealing with this. I'm going to walk away and I'm going to get a job with some other video game studio, you know. And they didn't, and they've worked through it, and they're coming out the other side. And I really, really, really hope that the new leadership at Starbreeze helps bring Payday 3 to a successful launch, because that'd be good.
You and me both. Here. That's a fantastic thing to sum it up on.
And I'd love to be in it. Anyone's listening, Mikhail, I'd like to be in it.
Get him in it. Get him in it. Yes, I'll be sharing. Don't worry. I'll be making sure they hear this, because obviously it's with a Payday person. It's with a Payday person. I want them to know. Right. So yeah, get him in it. Get him in it.